have a question for you. You've not appeared in any of your dad's films. How come?
Well, because he hasn't hired me. I want to.
Can't you make him feel guilty or something?
Every day. Every day. It hasn't worked yet. No, I mean, I'm really... Yeah, I really, really, really want to work with him.
What's his reasoning? Has he given you a good, hard reason why?
Well, I mean, I think the reasons are obvious. I mean, he keeps working with, like, huge movie stars who are, like, the greatest actors of our time.
That's
so
true.
I think I've, you know, I don't know if I'll ever make it, but I really, really, really want to.
You are outstanding. I have to say, in this film, The Loss of a Teardrop Earring, your character, I absolutely fell in love with her. And she so struggles in the search of love. When you were playing this, so I read that you started filming this just after having your son. So how hard was that? I mean, I know what a fog I'm in for the past 4 months. Taking on an entire film.
And you were suffering from postpartum depression, I was reading, during the filming.
And working 12, 14 hours a day with postpartum depression?
Yeah, it was, I mean, well, first of all, I have to say I felt really, really fortunate because I had an incredible support group around me, which, you know, a lot of women, they don't. And so I felt really, really lucky, and that made all the difference in the world. But, I mean, it's brutal. And I'm, you know, I'm a total optimist, and it was shocking to me to face that. I didn't expect that at all, and at first I called it postpartum denial, because, you know, you don't, like, you're like, what? I just feel like a zombie, and then it just gets worse and worse. And I felt really lucky to do this film, actually, because this is a character that's really struggling and doesn't feel like herself and at all, and feels suffocated by the world around her and can't sort it out. And for the period of time that I was doing the film, I felt like I could hold on to that. You know, it was everything that I was feeling. It was, you know, I could at least explore it in the character.
I said Loss of a Teardrop Earring, by the way. It's Loss of a Teardrop Diamond.
Oh, right.
But it's about the earrings.
Yes.
They travel all over. I also wanted to know, this was a lost, speaking of, screenplay by Tennessee Williams that they just found. And so, I mean, what was that like, bringing this back, and where the heck was it? I mean, this is fantastic.
I know. I mean, it's incredible, because when I first heard that it existed, I was like, well, yeah, exactly what you said. How is one of the greatest writers of the 20th century, how was something of his lost? And the truth is that he fully developed it with Elia Kazan, intended to direct it. And he was so prolific that just another project went through, and he just kept writing, and it got shelved. And his estate was really protective over it. And Jody Markell, who's the filmmaker, who just did an amazing, amazing job, she lobbied to do this for over 10 years and won the rights.
This is what I want to ask you, because this is very exciting. You will be in the highly anticipated third sequel to the Twilight series, Eclipse. Yes, you're taking over the role of Victoria. Now, you took over the role for another actress. You took that role over. Was it some pressure, or did you feel like big shoes you were stepping into?
Yes, yeah, very much so. And I felt really grateful to the cast and to everyone, and actually Rochelle herself just were so gracious, and, you know, really the intention is just to make the best film possible. And you know, it's really terrible what happened, but I, you know, did my best.
Cannot wait to see you in it.
You always do, and I have to tell everyone, you got to see this. Loss of a Teardrop Diamond opens in select cities December 30th and nationwide in January. Thank you, Bryce.